Hello and welcome to Cinema Rules Tier List Tuesday. And now I say Tier List Tuesday, but that doesn't mean that this is going to be uploaded every single Tuesday. It's just when we do a tier list, it's going to be on a Tuesday.
So what tier list are we doing today, Sean? That's my question.
So today we are going to be rating all of the Marvel movies in the MCU, in the MCU.
And the trick is here that we've got to agree before we put it in. So it's not mine and it's not yours. We'll probably have different ones.
Yeah, it's together. We have to agree.
It's an amalgamation of both of us.
So you're going to be along on a roller coaster ride of emotions of me going, no, it's shit. It deserves.
I love how you've just put trash in that bottom column.
Yeah.
If you got any ideas, guys, for what we should do for Tier List Tuesdays, drop it in the comments below. We'll be doing different film series. We also want to do a American versus British movie snacks tier list, so stay tuned for that when it comes out.
Yes. And drop down in the comments below what American snacks we should get. But to start, let's start. I've got two screens here. I've got one of us and the tier list, and then I've got one of just the tier list. So here's the tier list. It's currently empty.
Nice one. So let me just check how many we've got here. We've got God tier, A, B, C, D, trash.
Yes, indeed.
6 then.
So shall we just jump straight in, Tom? And the first one is Iron Man 3.
Oh man, I feel like this is always a controversial one for people as well. Where would you put it if you were going to put it yourself?
See, I like Iron Man 3. I think it's entertaining, but it's not B. I'd say it's C.
You think C? I was inclined to put it more into B, but I think the whole Trevor Slattery Mandarin twist thing. I was someone who fell on the side of not liking it. So yeah, I think I'd go C for now.
I'm going to be cautious with my ratings at first, and then we can obviously adjust going forward.
We can have a rearrange at the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Go steady.
Next one is Black Panther. Now, what do we think?
I would put Black Panther in A.
In A?
Purely
okay.
Yeah, I think it's an absolutely visually stunning film. I think narratively it suffers a little bit from being too similar to, say, like Thor, for example.
Yeah.
But the performances in it are fantastic.
The
direction's good. The visual effects are amazing. The soundtrack's insane as well.
And what it means as a film.
Yeah, where it is in a place of sort of cinema history, I think is really, really valuable. So
yeah, definitely.
I'd put it in A.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with you there. So A tier. We'll put that in A tier. The next film is Iron Man 2. Yes.
Right.
Where does Iron Man 2
this film
think, Tom?
Gets unfairly criticized.
No, it gets fairly criticised.
I don't think it's one of the best ones at all. I think the villain's really weak.
There's hardly any action in it,
and it is a little bit too similar to the first one, so it's kind of the same sort of film. I don't know. There's something about it that I've always liked.
It's worse than Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
For me, it's worse than Iron Man 3. You don't agree?
I've got a fondness for it. I don't know why. So let's put it at D then. Let's put it at D for now.
At D,
I think
okay.
I think it's
okay. D. I
think Iron Man 3 is better. But there's something about it I always liked. I just thought it always got unfairly criticised.
Okay. Let's put it at D, and we'll think about where it
Jon
could go
Favreau's last Marvel film as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That he directed.
So Spiderman, Far From Home.
Oh, this was a really good film. Where are you going to put it?
I'm thinking B.
You're thinking B. See, I'm
being cautious with my ratings at the moment.
It was our first sort of Spider-Man as his own character, instead of relying on other people. If you know what I mean.
Like relying on Iron Man. Yeah.
I actually liked it. Better than the Spider-Man Homecoming original one.
You know, I'm on the edge as to whether to put it on A or B, but I think I'm gonna reserve it for B so far, and then adjust, maybe have a conversation afterwards. But the next film, going straight into the next film, is Thor Ragnarok.
Oh wow.
God
I love
tier.
Taika.
God
Taika.
tier.
No, you see, I would put it in A. I would
Yeah.
definitely put it in A. I wouldn't put it in God tier because
Okay.
although I absolutely love Taika Waititi and his direction, and I love the story of the film.
And the humour, obviously. That
The
comes
humour is good. Yeah, I
Waititi.
sometimes think that it leans a little bit too much on humour, and you take away like any kind of dramatic weight that the film could have had.
Yeah.
So maybe I think like, although I do love the tone, do you really want the whole film with that one tone? But
And a lot of
yeah,
people
I think
criticise
it
the
still
film as well for it not being Thor. Like, it's completely different.
Yeah,
Thor.
so it's interesting there, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I'd definitely put it in B. I think it's a great film.
B? I thought you said A at first.
Oh, sorry, A.
Yeah.
A.
No, I agree. Yeah, let's put it in A.
I put it in D. No, definitely A.
Ant-Man. So I'm thinking C for Ant-Man, because Ant-Man's a good, like the first Ant-Man was good. It was a bit too similar to Iron Man 1, but that's only because they were written at the same time, essentially.
Kind of, all of the initial origin stories kind of quite similar, aren't they? But I agree with you. I'd put it in C.
Was it better than Iron Man 3 though?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Next film is Captain America: First Avenger.
You know what? People didn't understand the tone of this film in that it was almost intentionally campy in a way.
Yeah, I think when it first came out, it was a little bit. It wasn't up to scratch, but I think, or what people were expecting or hoping for. But I think over the years, it's had this fondness just purely because of the trilogy of Captain America films are just solid films, aren't they? So
for that reason, I'd actually put it in B.
Yeah, I was thinking B as well.
Would you put it there as well? Yeah,
definitely. Now, next film is Doctor Strange.
Ooh,
Now this one I like is one of my favourite origin story movies out of all of them.
Yeah.
Because it's different. He's in an accident and he cripples his hands and he's a surgeon. It's
One of the things that is good about this film, I think, is the character dynamic, the character shift that he goes through, the kind of lessons his character learns, and how he changes over the course of the film. I like that.
It gets a little bit lost. Like, it's a good origin story, but in terms of like the enemy, the antagonist is a little bit. So
it felt like majority setup, didn't it?
Yeah, but I would place this at the top of C. So above.
I could agree with that.
Iron Man and Ant-Man. For now, at least. For now, move that to top of C. And the next film is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Now, there's an argument here and I think that the second Guardians of the Galaxy is better than the first one.
There are certain moments in it that are really good. I think it's a little bit overlong.
Okay.
But I like the journey, the arc that Star-Lord goes through in it with his, especially the father-son dynamic between him and Kurt Russell, and then him and Yondu as well.
Yeah.
You already know the characters now, so you've got more time for them to spend time with each other.
Yeah, which is the best thing about Guardians of the Galaxy.
But then again,
those characters together.
sequels are almost always better for that exact reason, aren't they? Or at least the second film in a series is always better for that reason. I still struggle where to put it though. Where would you put it?
I would need to watch all of these films again because it's been a long time. But I would put it. It's either above Spider-Man: Far From Home or just below it, but above First Avenger.
I personally would put it between Captain America and Far From Home.
Okay, I'm happy with that at the moment.
Let's go there.
For now.
Let's go there. By the way, I just got to say I absolutely love all of these films.
Yeah.
So although it says D, don't take that as me thinking that it's like a terrible film, because they're all amazing.
Yeah.
In their own right, in their different ways.
I'm surprised that we're agreeing on most of these things.
Yeah, I'd expected us to be a little. Wow, there's one that I've got a problem with, but we'll get onto that when we redo them.
Okay, right. So the next one is Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, it's funny. It's an entertaining movie. Like, it's a good movie. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, I'm not saying it's a rubbish movie. I laugh when I watch it, but it's just a bit. It doesn't do anything more.
Yeah, it didn't really do anything to further the characters or the universe. I mean, I know we got the quantum realm, which is going to be really important in Ant-Man 3. Quantumania.
But it was almost like a filler episode. Because it was like in between Endgame and Captain Marvel or something.
And I love the after credits, and I love when he turns into Giant Man. But apart from that, at the end, there's no real like set pieces from this that I remember at all.
No, I would put this above Iron Man 2 in D.
Yeah. No, I'd put it below Iron Man 2, to be honest with you. Yeah, what is it that's so bad about Iron Man 2 in relation to... I can't
remember a single thing about Iron Man 2 except for the fact that it was just boring.
No, it's not. It's a much better film than you give it credit for. I'd put it below. I'd put it below on D. Lowest on D so far.
See, I have a problem with putting it below Iron Man 2, but I think we'll put it there for now. Now. But Iron Man 1, we know where this is going, don't we?
I would put it in A tier.
Sorry? That's an insult.
What, you think is God tier?
It was the first ever...
You would have put it in God tier?
It's the first ever Marvel movie. Show it some respect.
I understand it is what kicked it all off. Yeah. It is good. It is.
It has to be good tier. It is, John Favreau.
But I just feel like
started off the whole.
I just feel like if we're saying to people, oh, Iron Man 2 is a bit too similar to the first one, and we put them so far apart.
Just because it's the same formula has copied that film, it shouldn't devalue that first film just because the same formula is used. Do you know what I mean?
Go on.
Because that film isn't using the same formula as the previous films. It's the films after it that is using the formula from that film. So it is
an amazing film. It deserves to be higher.
Yeah. Next film is Spiderman: Homecoming. Now, there's a debate whether that film is better than Far From Home, isn't there?
No, I don't think it is.
Come on, though. The villain, Vulture.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, and
the dynamic that the fact that he's
I do, yeah.
Just the
I do
dad.
like that, but I just think there's more stakes, and you're more invested in the hero in the second film. Than you were in the first film. I love it. I absolutely love it. But if it was me, mate, I'd put it below Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Okay, I'll leave it there for now. But I do need to rewatch Guardians of the Galaxy 2 again, because I think I've only watched it once and it was in cinema, and I just remember absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether it's better than Homecoming. But we'll put it there for now.
See, this one's going to be a controversial one for the next one, and it is probably
Captain
the most
Marvel.
Controversial film. I like it when they go back and do a kind of prequel film. I loved Samuel L. Jackson.
The Samuel L. Jackson, and even his and her relationship is probably the highlight of the film.
Yeah, I've got issues with it in terms of. I love Talos and I love the Skrulls, but then when it comes to the other villain and Jude Law's character, I just feel like I don't know what it is about it. I'm just not invested.
No.
In the sort of cosmic side of it as much yet than I am in.
But I did like the Skrulls like hiding and them like hiding in plain sight in the car chase on the train chase, and also figuring out that. The twist that the Skrulls are actually the good guys, and I did like that. So there are definitely. I probably need to watch it again.
I'm thinking at the moment that it's a C tier.
But where in this? I think it's better than Iron Man 3. I think we're not giving it as much credit.
Yeah, I think the first two acts of Iron Man 3 are amazing, and it's let down by the third act. No, I still think it's better than Iron Man 3. I still think it's not as good as Iron Man 3.
That's fair. That's a fair comment. Let's put it just below that.
Business.
Let's just put it below that. The next film, Tom, is Infinity War.
There's only one possible choice for this. Just cast your mind back to that ending when everyone was just left in silence in the cinema with no after credits.
It was predictable though. Everyone knew it was going to happen.
Yeah,
so that's just a comment I want to throw out there.
Amazing.
But
that was the one film that people were waiting for years.
God tier, and the fact that it handles so many superheroes so well.
Can we put it above Iron Man, please?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God! Look at the next one. It's
The Incredible Hulk, the forgotten Marvel movie
with Edward Norton. Imagine if this film was with Mark Ruffalo. Right. So,
where do you think?
It's been a long time since I've watched this, a really long time. Now, I definitely prefer Mark Ruffalo over Edward Norton any day of the week.
Yes.
Not to say Edward Norton is a bad actor or anything, but this film was really long. I liked the dynamic between Liv Tyler and Edward Norton, and I liked General Ross in it, who's since come back, the same actor. It's just like a monster smash-up movie, if I remember, and then him versus Abomination at the end. I would have loved for them to do sequels and develop his character more than just in the Avengers films. So
it sticks out like a sore thumb, isn't it? Because it's the only inconsistent movie.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? You know what? I'd put it after Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'd put it the lowest one so far in D.
Okay.
And I remember watching it in the cinema, and the after credits was Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark, walking in to speak to General Ross.
Yeah.
And that was one of the ones that always just never really fit in, and I feel like they were deciding on the direction, weren't they?
They were, because like he was helping with bringing everyone together, but in the Avengers movie he didn't want that to happen. But I think they kind of explained it a little bit why he went back on his decision. But again, it was just a bit. They were finding their feet, weren't they?
Yeah.
Next one, Captain America: Civil War.
There's only one possible option for this, mate, and I think that is God tier. This is a godly film. God versus God, Titan v Titan.
Above Iron Man, but not above Infinity War.
I think that's really difficult. That is really difficult because this was the first film directed by the Russo brothers, wasn't it? No, wait, they did Winter Soldier.
They did Winter Soldier, yeah.
But this was their first kind of foray into all of these characters, and they literally expertly balanced so many characters.
Yeah.
Do you know what, mate? I actually think it's better than Infinity War.
No way. Infinity War has Thanos. That's Thanos' movie, and he kills it, and they balance so many more people and so many more characters.
I'm not thinking about the purple melon head. I'm thinking about Infinity War almost started about 20 minutes into a film already, which I know it was a massively anticipated film.
Well, it started straight away after Thor Ragnarok.
But I just think in terms of a film, in terms of an actual film with a solid narrative, Civil War is top dog, mate. God tier.
It's God tier, but I don't feel comfortable putting it above Infinity War.
I agree with you. I absolutely love it, but it's just a train of a film. It's going in one direction the whole time. The characters don't even get time to breathe like they do in Civil War, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because it's still amazing. But Civil War, the story's there. We'll come back to this, mate. Let's go.
Right, Thor.
Let's go.
Thor 2, whatever the bloody hell that movie was called.
Thor: The Dark World.
The Dark World, that was it. I can't really remember this movie. I know what happens, but I can't really remember what I felt watching it.
There are some good moments with Loki in there, with Tom Hiddleston. There's some alright action scenes in there, and the villain's quite poor. It's just a generic story, really. I feel like it was quite rushed. There is one good dramatic moment in there when his mother gets killed on Asgard and the boats sort of go off the waterfall, but aside from that, it's a bit of a forgettable film. So I'd go
trash.
I'd actually go after Incredible Hulk.
Trash.
In D tier. No, I don't think it's trash. I don't think it's trash.
But then Hulk.
Yeah, the lowest one yet.
Okay. Okay. The next one is, and it is the best one, Endgame.
This is top of the top. This is God of the Gods.
Yeah, Gods of the Gods. The best Marvel movie ever. I don't care what people say. And everything
led to that.
Everything led to that, and it did it so well, and it tied off so many storylines so
we waited
well.
so long for it as well. It was amazing.
You know, some people would say from rewatching both Infinity War and Endgame that Infinity War is the better Avenger movie.
I don't think
you
it
know.
was. I don't
know.
think it was. No, just for that pure payoff. Everybody gets their moment to shine in that final battle.
Yeah.
The charge is insane. I just love it. It's insane. It's such a good film.
Yeah, bloody brilliant. Next film is Avengers Age of Ultron, which is, you say, is underrated.
I say this is a massively underrated film, and
I agree.
Joss Whedon had a lot on his plate. He had to follow up the biggest film of all time, essentially, didn't he? That he created.
Yeah.
Now, is this film overstuffed, full to the brim? Yeah, it definitely 100% is. Think about it. You've got Ultron, you've got Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, Vision, all being introduced in this film.
Yeah.
You have Tony Stark's battle. The Avengers coming back together, all of that stuff with Hawkeye's family randomly. There's a lot here, but I just really admire this film, and I feel like you guys, if you don't like it, go back and give it a watch, because there are some really good scenes in there, and it is long, but if you actually watch that final battle, it's a classic superhero Avengers battle, I feel like, with everybody getting their moments to shine in that as well. So I think James Spader was great as Ultron. I think Paul Bettany was the perfect choice to play Vision.
Perfect. But where does it go, Tom? Where does it go above Far From Home?
In my honest opinion, Sean, this is a tier.
Okay. So you think?
But I would put it personally. Honestly, if it was up to me, I would put it after Black Panther.
When you say after, is it?
As in in the middle between Black Panther and Thor Ragnarok.
So you think it's better than Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah.
See, I feel like it should be below Thor Ragnarok, but what I'll do is I'll put it above Thor Ragnarok, and we'll keep Infinity War where it is. So agreed. All right, cool.
No. I mean, I will be.
You agreed. You were like, yeah.
Right, we'll go back. There was a weird bit in Age of Ultron with the Thor storyline that just kind of got left, where he saw the Infinity Stones and saw the, which never really went anywhere. But
Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
This was
a breath of fresh air. This one was.
Yeah, and not even just in terms of tone with James Gunn, but moving away and introducing characters that people don't really know, like what you would consider kind of, I would say when the Guardians first came out, they were C-list heroes. Now they're more so kind of B or A-list, aren't they? So
definitely.
I think James Gunn did a fantastic job.
You know, looking at the tier list, I'm thinking it's getting a little bit muddied now, because I think it's better than Far From Home.
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know either.
Because in my head, I always think, what is better for the Guardians films, the first one or the second one? But this is an origin story done right. You don't spend ages being introduced to the characters. You sandwich them all together and then watch the chaos that happens, and it's just really good. Can we all just give a moment to shout out the soundtrack for this film as well, that everybody bought on vinyl or downloaded?
Yeah.
Personally, mate, I would put it above Guardians 2 and below Far From Home.
I like Guardians 2 better.
Do you?
I think it's a better film. I think it's just more entertaining film. Like, not to say that the first one isn't, but I just think the second one just did it better for me. I think it was just more engaging.
I think we're coming from that perspective where if you already know the characters, then you have more fun and can do more, can't you?
So I'm
all right, let's put it below.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Let's put it below.
Let's put it below Guardians 2. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next is The Avengers, the first Avengers movie.
This absolutely has to be God tier 101, mate.
But does it
100%?
But is it like after you rewatch it, after you go back?
Yeah.
Is it still God tier?
I honestly think it is, mate. Because
do you think it's on the same level as Civil War?
Yeah, there was something
Infinity
about.
War,
there was something about. I don't know
Endgame.
what it is. It's almost it's a more simplistic film. 100%.
Yeah.
And the characters aren't fully developed yet because they haven't gone through their arcs, like
No.
with Iron Man 3 where he gets rid of his armor, Captain America, Thor where he
But it is the
he
first
loses-
Avengers movie,
loses
so
his
yeah.
family and everything. But it brings everyone together, and that last New York battle scene,
Yeah.
we were talking about it for
Yeah,
years.
yeah. No, okay,
Where we,
that's fair, but I do think does it go above or below Iron Man?
Personally, I'd put it above Iron Man. Below
Why?
Civil
Just
War,
because
definitely.
of the just because of the New York battle scene, or is
No,
it?
because Joss Whedon expertly brought everybody together.
Yeah.
It's a simple
Okay.
story, don't get me wrong, but all of the character interactions when they first initially meet are so well
Yeah,
written.
true.
They,
True.
like, they come alive They come alive.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree.
And actually, I feel like in the later Avengers films, so Infinity War and Endgame, they become a little bit too similar in their dialogue. Whereas in the Avengers, when it was in the first Avengers film, they were very much so their own characters.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
The first Thor movie now.
Oh wow, the first Thor film.
I liked the first Thor movie. It wasn't
Yeah.
like incredible, but it was
I
it
think-
was decent enough.
Yeah.
But I think it would sit nicely in C tier. It's
I
definitely
think
better
yeah.
than Ant-Man, I'd say.
Yeah, Kenneth
I don't
Branagh,
know.
Kenneth Branagh, in my opinion, did a really good job of kind of making this kind of mystical, fantastical world in the MCU
Yeah.
that had just up to this day had serious heroes.
Yeah.
Or, well, not serious, but more believable in a way, not like an actual god. I would put it.
I'd put it
personally
below Ant-Man.
below Iron Man 3. You put it below Ant-Man?
Yeah, I think Captain Marvel
Do you
and
think
Ant-Man are
Do you think it's better than
movies.
Captain Marvel?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Captain Marvel was a good movie. The more and more I think about it, it is an entertaining movie, and it had a lot going for it
I
in
just
terms of
absolutely
story.
loved that bridge scene at the end with where he's talking to Loki and he's destroying the bridge. I
Yeah.
personally would put it above Ant-Man.
That's fair. I would put it above Ant-Man, but I'd
Yeah.
keep it below Captain Marvel, I'd say. If I can actually grab it. There we go. We got it there eventually. The last movie, Tom, and for me, it's one of my favourites. It's Captain America: Winter Soldier.
This was a great film when it came out. It was such a kind of, well, you know,
So different to all
yeah,
the
I feel
others
like
that had come before
we were
it.
taking him out of the war and he was in modern day, and we'd just come from the Avengers film with like a literal alien invasion, and people were thinking, oh, Captain America, it's going to be the same kind of hammy.
But they turned it into a
campy
spy movie,
turn.
essentially.
What a good, yeah, and the directorial sort of Avengers debut, at least for the Russo brothers. So
Yeah. I think
Um,
this goes above Black Panther in A tier or at the bottom of God tier.
oh, that's really tricky because for me, I thought this was so amazing when they brought back Hydra and you had all of those aircraft carriers.
The elevator scene.
Black Widow's role. You had what was the sidekick? Red Skull's sidekick called Arnim Zola.
Yeah.
And you had him come back, and you had Nick Fury with his scenes in there. I personally would actually put it in God tier at the bottom.
God tier at the bottom. I'm happy with that. I'm a happy boy with that movie.
Introduction of the Falcon as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So
Who you think is the most boring of the Avengers or something?
Yeah, he's not the best character of them all. But so if we take a look at this tier list now, this is our order. Do you agree with that? I think the only thing that would change between me and you and our list, our tier list at this moment in time, would either be changing that would be yours,
Yeah.
and mine would probably be potentially this.
Yeah. I would also personally change Iron Man 2 and put it I would actually put Iron Man 2 between Captain Marvel and Iron Man 3, but that's a massive leap, so I don't expect you to do that.
No,
there's something about it, and I guess it's personal preference.
But I do need to watch these movies again, so maybe I'll change.
I love Iron Man as a character. I think Jon Favreau always did a great job.
So that's our tier list. Do you guys in the comments agree with it? Do you not agree?
I think this is going to be a matter of debate for everybody. So it's obviously our personal opinion.
Yeah.
And these kind of things, they change for everybody all the time, don't they?
Yeah.
So.
Give us your lists in the comments section. Literally just list out all of these movies. We'll probably list our list in the description or a pinned comment, so you can comment on that as well, just so you can see it in list form rather than this tier form.
And I can't wait for the list where someone puts everything in God tier apart from Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah. But next video we'll probably do the Star Wars movies, and I'm excited for that one because there's a lot to talk about. There's
definitely going to be a lot of debate between me and Sean there, so just stay tuned for that.
But there's a lot just to talk about, about Star Wars and the fan base and how the movies are perceived now and how they will be later on. But I think maybe a video of us doing the MCU characters as well.
I was thinking this, like MCU villains and then MCU heroes.
Yeah. So
I think that'd be really good.
Like the video if you want to do that.
I also want to do like a Middle Earth one.
Yeah,
either films or actual characters as well.
Yeah, definitely. So like the video if you want to see that. Subscribe if you're not already. And hit the notification bell to be notified of when we upload this type of video or our movie reactions. Like we said before, make sure you like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next video.
Next time.
Cheers. Wait, let's put up the tier list one last time. There you go. There you go. There you go. Look at that there. Lovely, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Alright. See you in the next video. Cheers. Bye.